Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. All praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakadash. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shah being the name of His only begotten Son, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Now, when you look at Revelation 14, that's a powerful chapter in the Bible. And I'm going to just flow through the Spirit and see some of the precepts that go along with this verse. But this verse, it makes it clear on what the Lord is going to do. And it shows you how he has a spirit that's blinding these Christians and Muslims and anybody else dealing with God and the Bible, because it's clear what he's saying and they just can't see it. Now let's go to Revelation 14 and break this chapter down, or the beginning of the chapter mainly. It says, "And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads." Verse 2, it says, "And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps." Okay, verse 3, it says, "And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth." Wow. Which were redeemed from the earth. Now here it says that no man was able to learn that song. Now when you go into Revelation 7, it tells you who this 144,000 was. We're going to get right to the point. Verse 4, it says, "And I heard the number of them that were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel." Okay, so the song that was being sung was by the children of Israel. And what was this song? What was this new song? Because these people, that they can't learn this song because it's sealed with the children of Israel. But guess who? Where did song go back to? Let's go to King David, because mind you, Apostle James, he brought this out in Acts 15, where he says that the house of David is gonna be rebuilt. He quoted that standing up in front of the elders, talking about the house of David. Look at what David wrote. Psalm 149. He said, "Praise ye the Lord, sing unto the Lord a new song, and his praise in the congregation of the saints. Let Israel rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Zion be joyful in their king. So this is the song. And what does this song entails? What is this new song talking about? Let's go through it. This is the new song. And I'm going to get right to the point. Verse 5, it says, let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. What is the new song they singing? See, this is what the 144,000 is singing, man. It says, let the high praises of God be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people, to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints, praise ye the Lord. So that new song is talking about these heathens being put in chains and thrown into slavery. See, because when you get a stinking Christian, they gonna go to Revelation 7 and ask just the stupidest question in the world. Well, what does Revelation 7 and 9 say? After this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations. Now, it's only one people that is you can't number. And who is these people? See, who is the people that you can't number? Hosea. This is what Apostle Paul brought out. He went straight to this verse and let it be known. Verse 10, it said, and yet the children, the number, and yet the number, we talking about numbers, and yet the number of the children of Israel shall be as the sand of the sea, which cannot be measured nor numbered. This is who Revelation 7 and 9 is talking about. It says, which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and tongues. Why is he saying all nations, kindreds, and tongues? Look at when the Holy Spirit came. When the Holy Spirit came in Acts 2, what happened? Look at verse 5. He said, and there were dwelling at Jerusalem Jews, devout men, out of every nation under heaven. See, that's why when salvation comes, it's going to be Israelites out of every nation. And because this is what this is talking about. Israelites out of every nation was coming. Look at the nations in verse 9. See, verse 10. It was coming from Egypt. It was coming from Rome. It was coming from all around. See, and to back that verse up, look at verse, where is it? Verse 7, it said, and they were all amazed and marveled, saying one to another, behold, are not all these which speak Galileans? See, he said they all was Galileans. It wasn't not one so-called Gentile, non-Israelite in there, because they'll try to twist them verse 10 with this proselytes, the Jehovah wickedness, and the rest of the people will try to twist that up and say it's talking about any random person that wanted to join themselves to the Israelite. But here he asks a simple question: are not all these Galileans? See? Then Peter said in verse 14, but Peter, standing up with the 11, lifted up his voice and said unto them, ye men of Judea, and all that dwell at Jerusalem, be this known unto you, and hearken unto my words. See, he talking about the children of Israel. men of Judea. Then look at verse 22. Because after he said, whosoever call on the name, he said, ye men of Israel is the whosoever. And mind you, he quoting Joel. Because in what, verse 16, he said, he spoke by the, this is the word that was spoken by the prophet Joel. And this is Joel chapter 2, where 2 and 32, where he says, whoever call on the name out of Zion and Jerusalem. See, it's deliverance. This is the people that's going to be delivered. They're going to be out of Zion and Jerusalem. So it was no non-Israelites on the scene when the Holy Spirit came upon their heads and had them speaking in their native tongue where they was born at, and they can all hear each other and understand each other, even though they was from all over the world. This is what Revelation is talking about with the number. And Apostle Paul, let's go to that real quick. Is it 9 or 11? It's 11. It's 9. He says, while he talking about Jacob and Esau, first he talks about Esau and said that Esau would be pretty much uh made to be destroyed. Verse 22, fit for destruction, meaning made for destruction. And then he went into talking about the Jews and the other lost tribes. And he brought up Hosea, the first chapter. And then after he brought up Hosea, the first chapter, he brought up Isaiah chapter 10. It say Isaiah, verse 27, it say Isaiah also cried concerning Israel. See, one concerning no freaking non-Israelites. Though the number of the children of Israel be as the sand of the sea, a remnant shall be saved. See, the 144,000. See, out of Israel, they will be a number where nobody could number. They the only nation or the only people that was said they was not able to be numbered. So when you go to Revelation 7 and 9, it says there was a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations, kindred, peoples, tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hand. And these people were singing the song. And no man could learn that song. Let's go back to 14. No man could learn the song. And so this is what these people don't understand. Because the Lord is only dealing with the Israelites. Let's get that. Amos 3 and 2. It says, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for your iniquities. See, he only know the Israelites. He says, he showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation, and his judgments, meaning slavery, they have not known them. You see? And you go back to Revelation. Which one was it? His judgments, they have not known them. Okay. let me go back to that song. He said he have not dealt so with any nation. Let's get that in Acts 10. They love to go to Acts 10. Which Cornelius was an Israelite from Caesarea. Caesarea is in Jerusalem, is in Israel. But look at what Peter said in verse 28. He said, and he said unto them, ye know how that it is an unlawful thing for a man that is a Jew or an Israelite to keep company or come unto one of another nation. See, they didn't deal with the other nation. See, they had no dealing with these other nations. They didn't even deal with the Northern Kingdom for a long period of time because they split up. So if they not dealing with the Northern Kingdom because they hanging with the heathen, they not gonna go and grab up a bunch of heathens. See if I can get that. I'm gonna close out with that statement. Where is it? He said, uh, where is it? Oh, verse 9. There we go. It said, then said the woman of Samaria unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, ask drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. See, the Lord wasn't dealing with nobody but his people. And so the 144,000 is the Israelites singing the song of slavery and revenge to these nations. See, this is what it's all about. Let's get into Amos real quick. Amos chapter 12. It said, they may be a possession. See, going into slavery. The remnant of Edom and of all the heathen. See, them nations have not got no chance to be a Christian and follow the laws of the Israelites. See, and read the book of the Israelites written by all the Israelites, and they gonna be able to get out of their punishment of slavery. See, he didn't deal with them with throwing them into slavery if they worshiping false gods. The Israelites worship false gods, and they were thrown into slavery. See, so this is gonna be the Edomites, and the rest of the heathens time to serve their slavery because everybody got to pay. Everybody got to pay for worshiping false God. And this is what a simple-minded Christian don't understand. Those slaves in the slave trade, that whole situation was about the Israelites. See, and it's about the punishments and the judgments of the Lord. That's why the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans went into captivity under the so-called white man and these other nations. And even to this day, they're being plotted on by these other nations in Edom, which run the United Nations, and they still dealing with the situation today, and they got to be saved from these other nations. See, that's why he coming to deliver them from these enemies. Let's get this real quick. We need to prove these things. Get straight to the point and say, they have said, these other nations, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Who? To Edom, See, the so-called white man, Israelites, Moab, the Chinese, the Arabs, all of the other nations, all of the heathen is jealous and trying to uh, conspire together in their UN headquarters all around, trying to do away with the Israelites so they can keep all of their kingdoms under their control or under the so-called white man's control. And so this is why he got to come save and deliver the Israelites. They gonna try to kill him. He said if the elect wouldn't be none of them would survive if he don't come and save they behind. But that Matthew 24:21, around about the 21 verse. And so this is what the 144,000 is talking about and singing about. It's gonna be slavery for the other nations, vengeance, to put vengeance upon the heathen, and to bind their kings with chains. That's the new song that these other nations don't want to learn. See, it ain't that they can't learn it. Them brothers don't want to learn it. They don't want to know and believe that they going into slavery after being listening to the lies of the so-called white man that God love everybody and he gonna forgive everybody and his purpose is for everybody to be loved by him. See, it's just a bunch of ignorant mess. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakadash. Peace to the elect, worldwide, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe on slave ships and through many captivities. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.